Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm Chris Kohler, and you're watching Game Life. Now, today, we're going to take a look at two games that have no shortage of style. Res HD from the guys who brought you Lumines, and Ubisoft's No More Heroes with its over-the-top, cel-shaded ultra-violence. Now, this is Res HD. There's a small contingent of gamers out there who believe that Res is one of the best video games ever created, and I find it hard to argue with them. But you might be wondering what the hell Res even is. Now, I can't blame you. Sega released Res about 6 years ago on PlayStation 2, and nobody bought it. They pulled it from the market, and it instantly became a collector's item and a cult hit. But now it's available in high definition on Xbox Live Arcade, which means that if you have an Xbox 360, you can download Res HD for only about $10, which is way cheaper than it went for on eBay. So what's all the fuss about? Imagine Space Invaders crossed with a rave. As you fly your futuristic cyber-organism pal around and shoot down wireframe aliens, everything that happens, your shots, the explosions around you, the movements of the enemies, follows the pulsing beat of the techno soundtracks. As you progress deeper and deeper into the levels, the sounds, which start out as simple beeps and bleeps, layer and layer on top of each other to produce this incredible wall of sound by the end of the level. One of the most entrancing game experiences ever devised. Res HD ups the ante with widescreen, high-def graphics, and Dolby 5.1 surround sound. And to complete the experience, you can use your other 3 Xbox controllers as vibrators. No, really, they'll pulse to the beat of the music, rocking your body like you were standing next to a subwoofer on a dance floor. You can put one on your back between the couch cushions, one under your feet, and I'm not going to tell you where to put the other one. Now, Res isn't an especially long game. If you're good at shooters, you can probably zip through its 5 levels in a couple hours total. But it's such a fun couple of hours that you'll probably want to go back to it again and again just to zone out to its awesome soundtrack. And at $10, the value proposition is just right. Yeah, it's a 6-year-old game, but it holds up incredibly well. We give it a 9 out of 10. If Sega wants a 10 out of 10, they can make a sequel. Now, if you somehow manage to get your hands on a Wii this Christmas, Ubisoft's No More Heroes is an excellent game to keep your Wiimote waggling all throughout this cold winter. That is, if you're a grown-up. No More Heroes is rated M for mature, which means this isn't the kind of Wii game that you share with the kids or play with grandma, unless, of course, grandma likes games about assassins who curse like sailors and gruesome decapitations and running gags about fetish pornography. Luckily, those things are right up my alley. No More Heroes puts you in the cel-shaded shoes of Travis Touchdown, an anime otaku who decides to become an assassin after he buys a lightsaber off of eBay. Whoa, did I say lightsaber? Beam katana is what it's called, but we know what they mean. Now, most of the game is spent hacking thugs to death with your lightsaber. Beam katana, sorry. Now, you're not just swinging the Wii remote around like an idiot to swing your sword. You just whack away at the A button to launch into combo moves, and then finish the enemy off with one big swing every now and then. Yeah, it's definitely a button masher of a sword fighting game, but there's great payoff as measured in gallons of cartoon blood. I would jump out of my chair sometimes and play standing up because the action just felt so great. Travis's goal is to become the country's top hitman by killing all of the other top-ranked assassins, like a precocious Japanese schoolgirl or a magician who actually saws people in half. There's lots of well-directed and very funny cinematic scenes that wrap around these fights, with some excellent voice directing.
Don't die on me too quickly. I want to gorge myself on this sense of fulfillment till I vomit.
The action gets a little repetitive sometimes, even with the addition of odd jobs that you can do around town to earn extra cash. And there is a big open city to explore, although there's really nothing to find there besides more fights. And the city isn't exactly rendered in next-gen splendor. Actually, the graphics are kind of bad, and the draw distance is laughable. But since it's not really that important to the gameplay, it's easier to forgive, especially since the characters are so nicely drawn. Ultimately, that's how I feel about No More Heroes. I can forgive the budget-level graphics or slightly repetitive action because it nails all the big picture stuff. The fighting feels great, the writing is hilarious, and the style is really, really cool. And that's what matters. We give it an 8 out of 10. Well, that about does it for our first episode. Now, next week, if we actually get our copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, then we'll have a video feature on that. And if not, well, hey, also next week is the Game Developers Conference, so definitely check that out. Till next time, I'm Chris Kohler for Game Life.